Anime and manga have popularized some of the most beloved character tropes in fiction. Some of the most beloved include the lovable dumbass like Goku, Luffy, and Ass Ketchup, the edgy boys like Sasuke and Hiei, and the ore farmers like Piccolo and Sun Jinwoo. But today, I want to talk about what is arguably the worst trope popularized in anime and manga, the average guy trope. For those who don't know, it's actually pretty self-explanatory. It's basically a main character that is bland as fuck. But seriously, there's nothing to them. By average, I mean beyond average, to the point where they don't even feel human. Most of them get exactly the average grade, have the personality of flaccid cardboard, and aside from being a nice guy, they have no personality traits and no charisma, yet somehow they can land multiple baddies. This shit has baffled me beyond belief throughout the years. Why would I choose to watch a show where a guy who is somehow more pathetic than I am all of a sudden becomes super popular, loved, despite doing nothing? For those of you who are thinking, oh, you're just saying that because you can't get a girlfriend, me. I've hated this trope back when I was single, and I continue to hate it while in a relationship. It just baffles me as to why so many mangakas continue to utilize this character archetype. I get that a lot of these protagonists are supposed to be the self-inserts that come from shitty harem animes meant to shell out as many waifus as possible, but how can anyone insert themselves into someone with no traits? So many shows with similar concepts prove to be better received by the fans just by having a well-written protagonist.
Maybe we can check it out together. See what Kitahai's been up to.
Oh my gosh! It's happening! Everybody, it's happening! Oh, what's he gonna say?
Our festival committee has it under control, so there's no need for that.
Let's start with a well-known one, Komi San Can't Communicate. A relatively simple story with the premise of Tadano, the average guy, and Komi, the school's beauty who has social anxiety, and how she learns to express herself through spending more time with him and his friends. How wholesome. Now on paper, this seems like it could be a great teen rom-com, with both parties helping each other develop and grow as people. Except after reading multiple chapters, almost nothing happens. Like, I read it to chapter 100 before dropping it, and I really don't want to read another 200 to see if I'm wrong, but if I am, which I probably am, because I'm fucking stupid, please let me know in the comments. I'd honestly love to be wrong about this. But to be fair, after 100 chapters of anything, I think the plot and characters should grow at least a little. And while it sounds like I hate this, I really don't. I started off liking the premise, and seeing Komi grow more comfortable around Tadano and the other students was nice, but it felt like one-sided growth. From my own experience, and many of my guy friends, when we first started talking to our partners, we wanted to improve and do better for them. My whole motivation to grind out the last year of school was to be able to support myself and my partner. That's what I expected from Tadano, was for him to steadily become more competent and improve his grades for Komi. So when I see him score the exact average grades and everything consistently, he kind of loses me. And I understand that his name literally means ordinary or average, but it doesn't mean he always has to be that way. But I guess that's the point of the story. Although I heard in the final chapter, he manages to get into the same university as her, so that's pretty cool. A teen rom-com I personally enjoy more is Quintessential Quintuplets. And even though it's a harem manga, our protagonist isn't a loser nerd version who can't do anything. He's easily the most competent out of the main group. His whole reason for working hard and tutoring the girls is to support his own father and sister. Even though he could be a bit grumpy, he's committing himself to a selfless act. And while it begins as just a way to finance his family, the girls teach him how to actually enjoy life as well. He's so used to studying and grinding that he doesn't actually know how to relax and enjoy himself. While the girls on the other hand have only ever known a life of luxury and relaxation. I'd say this series has a great balance of growth through companionship. He helps the girls become competent individuals and improve their futures. And while spending time with them, he learns how to have a meaningful connection outside of his family. And he even finds love in the end. Although, it does worsen the experience knowing that he picked the worst girl. And while we're on the subject of harem anime, genuinely to this day, I do not know the plot of Infinite Stratos.
Hold on! Can we talk, Charlotte, buddy, old pal?
The only thing I remember is that I thought Charlotte was the best girl. And at the end of the day, it is just another garbage harem anime, but somehow the girls are actually kind of fun to watch.
There.
Ichika barely has any personality in the show, aside from being your stereotypical nice guy, so all the traits go to the girls. Like if Ichika didn't exist, the show could have been a cool mecha anime. And if you're unfamiliar with the premise, Ichika is basically the only man in the world who has the potential to pilot the weapon suits, while his sister was a prodigy in the field, and is still well respected amongst her peers. And you'd think with a premise like that, it can make for a cool anime about living up to impossible standards and improving yourself. But from what I can remember, not much happens. The show mostly focuses on the rom-com school life aspect of it, and about the same thing happens every episode. They go to class, the girls try to win his attention, and he acts like a fucking goofball and annoys them when he doesn't catch their hints. It gets really tiresome after a while, but supposedly the light novel is different in the sense that Ichika is actually smart and aware of the girl's feelings. So if anyone can confirm that, just let me know. And when all is said and done, I do get why these shows are still made and why these manga get pumped out. It's because they don't require much to be put into the plot, and the cute girls on the covers will still generate revenue. They're basically easy cash grabs that require minimal effort, but it just pains me that a lot of these series actually have the tools to become beloved franchises. The premises have potential, and the art is often great, but with only an average protagonist, it's hard to take seriously. But with that said, I hope you enjoyed my little rant. And if this happens to somehow do well, I'll probably complain about more tropes I hate, so subscribe to stay tuned for that.